Hi lovelies. I saw this tweed Chanel jacket on Pinterest and I was like, can I make this with an African print? So I decided to use Adire fabric to make mine. And you know this shiny Adire fabric, okay? So that was what I used, and I'm making it two-piece. So the inner, I'm going to show you how I make the inner and I beat the jacket in another video. To all my subscribers, I want to say thank you so much, guys. You guys are really amazing. And if you haven't subscribed, please like and subscribe to our channel. This way, you are supporting us by doing that. Thank you so much, guys. Come along and let us start making this beautiful jacket. This is the Adire fabric that I got for this jacket, and we're going to make it with our pattern paper. So the first thing I did, I went ahead and I drew the basic lines for the pattern paper. We're just using our basic bodice pattern for it, okay? And we're also going to do like a princess dart, but won't be doing it. We are having a armhole dart and also the waist dart. So we're just connecting the waist and the armhole dart together. I'll be cutting it out, but you can also just use your basic bodice pattern to do that, okay? So, and also for the front, I did not give any allowance. When I was cutting it, I gave 1 inch allowance while cutting it, okay? So I added 1 inch to the front while cutting it. So I went ahead and I mark my bust measurement and divide my armhole by 2 and connected it. So that is how to get your basic armhole curve, okay? To get your armhole depth and the curve. Okay, I'm going to put link on the description so that you'll be able to understand. This part is going to be a bit fast. Okay, so it's just our normal basic bodice pattern, guys. After doing that, I went to the waist and I inserted the waist measurement. So divide your waist by 4 and you insert it. So whatever you have, you mark it, then you add your sewing allowance and also your dart. So I added the 1.5 inch, the 1 inch, and my normal measurement. Then I went ahead, I marked 4 inch, that's nipple to nipple, and connected it all the way to the chest line. So after connecting it, I decided to just um connect it all the way to my hip so that I can use the pattern to draft the skirt or the bottom part of my dress later on, okay? Because I'll be making a two-piece, so I'll be showing you how to draft the a-line part, then I'll connect it to my top, okay? So I'll be making a sweetheart neck dress, sleeveless sweetheart neck dress later on. So after doing that, I mark the 1/2 inch on both sides. Then on the bust point, I came down by 1 inch and I connected it to the dart that I marked. So do the same thing for yours. And for the shoulder dart, I use the measurement that I have from the two sides of the shoulder. The total measurement of the shoulder was what I used, and I divided it by 2, mark it, and connected it to the shoulder. That's how I got it. But it's not necessary though. It's not necessary for you to add that, okay? So for the armhole dart, I took my ruler and I marked the total measurement of the armhole. So what I had was 10 inches. Then you divide that 10 inches by 2, and what you are going to get is going to give you 5 inches. So you mark the 5 inches. Can you see what I'm doing? After marking the 5 inches, you are going to use your ruler to connect it all the way down to your bust point. But from the bust point, you are going to come up by 1 inch. Okay, so you connect it from that 1 inch that you came up with down to the armhole dart. Okay, so that was what I used, and I went ahead and marked 1/2 inch on both sides of the armhole dart and I connected it. So come up and mark it on this point, then use your ruler to connect it. Just do exactly what I'm doing for it. That's how I got the armhole dart. Then after I'm cutting it, I have to mark this point so that it will not be pointy. Then I am done basically. So this is it. Then what you do next is on the armhole you are going to add 1 inch. Okay, so that 1 inch is going to be your new armhole line. Okay, so on that dart, one part of the dart, not the general part, just that one part of the dart, that one that is down closer to your chest line, that is where you add the 1 inch. Okay, so I added it and I connected it all the way to my new bust line, and that gave me the new armhole that I'll be using. So that's how you are going to connect yours. So connect it by joining the sides together. Take your ruler and connect the chest all the way to the waist. Then when you are done, connect it to your hip. Okay, so if you want to use the, if you want your jacket to be longer, you can use it this way. So you connect it to your hip, and for those who want their jacket to be longer, it's advisable you add it to the part you want it to stop. Okay, but mine is half length, so I'm just going to stop at the waistline. That's what I did basically. So from the hip I came up by 2 inch and I connected the dart for the hip. So do the same thing for yours. And also the hip, the waist to hip measurement, I actually use it for a guide while I was cutting my, the down part of the dress that I'll be attaching as the second piece. So I'll be making a two-piece later, and this jacket is just, the tutorial is just for basically the jacket. I'm going to show you how to cut an A-line and how to attach that A-line to your top. Okay, so I made the top and I'm going to show you how to cut the A-line for the top. So after you are done, you are going to cut it out. Cut out the desired length you need for your dress. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut it out, and I'm going to remove the waist from it, like the hip. I'm going to cut out the hip area because I want the jacket to be small. So I had to cut out the hip area, and this was for the skirt, the bottom part of the other dress I'll be making. So I went ahead and I separated the dart from it, and for the back I'll be using my other bodice pattern. So I had another bodice pattern, that was what I used to cut at the back instead of drafting. Okay, so already have the measurement, there was no need to draft a separate pattern since I already have a pattern for my back. So I'm going to cut it out now, but the first thing I do, I'm going to mark it. So the front is cut two piece instead of cut or fold. You won't be cutting or fold, you'll be cutting out two piece of it. Then the other side, you are going to cut out two piece. So central front is cut two piece, not cut on fold, while the side front is cut two piece. Okay, after cutting it out, I'm going to keep it aside and cut out the back. So the back, we are not using zipper allowance, just add half an inch to cut it. Then I eliminated the dart for the back. So I'm going to cut it on my fabric and show you how it looks and what to do next. Also cut out your lining piece. This jacket requires lining, so cut out your lining piece and the main fabric. Use the pattern paper. I'm going to do that and show you how it looks. I'm done cutting it, so I'm going to iron my paper stay to it then before we start stitching. So do the same thing for yours. You can either use paper stay or hair stay for yours. Okay, this is it after ironing my paper stay to it. This is how it looks. So what you are going to do, you'll be joining everything together. So you pick out the main fabric, that's the main piece of the top, and you are going to stitch. So for the back, you join the two back sides together, so you stitch the middle, and you're just going to have that middle stitch. That was why I said you keep half an inch. Then for the front, you join the sides together. So central front one to side front one, central front two to side front two. Okay, center front one to side front one, then center front two to side front two. That's what you are going to do. So after stitching it, iron it up, and I'm going to show you what to do next. Do the same thing for your lining piece. This is it after I've stitched it and I've ironed it up. So what you are going to do, you are going to join the shoulder to shoulder of every part together. So the front piece, you join the shoulder to shoulder together, while the back piece, you join the shoulder to shoulder together. Do the same thing for the lining piece. After stitching it, I'll show you what to do next. This is it after stitching, and I have excess in the front piece, so I'm going to just cut out the excess. Do the same thing for the other side and also for the lining piece. So when I'm done cutting it out, I went ahead and I turn it out with the lining piece. So the normal method of turning your neckline with your lining piece, that's what you are going to do. So front side facing front side, and after doing that, I will show you the next step for this jacket. So do the same thing for yours, then I'll show you what to do next. I'm done stitching the neckline and I've turned it, so this is what I have. What you are going to do next is you'll be joining the sides together. So you join the sides of the lining piece, you join the sides of the main jacket. Okay, so the main fabric, you join the sides together. That's what you are going to do. Then this is my sleeve. I've already cut out my sleeve, so cut out your desired sleeve and you attach it to it. So you attach the lining to the lining and the main fabric to the main fabric. Okay, so that's what you do for your sleeve. And this is it after stitching the sleeve together. I just wanted to show you before I attach it. So I've stitched it together and I've ironed it. Then we are going to attach it together. So I've stitched the back and I've stitched one of the sleeve. This is how it looks when you are done. This is it. Can you see how neat it is? I use the lining to turn out the sleeve. I'm going to show you in full view what I'm talking about. I use the lining piece to turn it out, so you are going to see the jacket is going to be so neat all around. So this is how it is on the outside. Then I'm going to turn it now. After turning it, you are going to see how it looks on the inside. So basically this is our jacket, and let me show you how it looks on the inside. I'm going to turn it. After turning it out, can you see it? So this is the inside. This is how it looks. So every part of your sleeve is going to be so neat. Now let me show you what to do for yours to be exactly like mine. So you take the lining piece and you stitch it up with the lining piece, then the main fabric, you do the same thing. So just pin it round and stitch it. Then after stitching it, I will show you how it looks and what to do next. So this is it after I've ironed the other part, and this is how the one that I've stitched looks like. Can you see it? This is how it looks after you stitch it. So you take that part that you see, the shoulder that you've seen, you take it together, make sure it aligns, and you pin it up. So I basically just pin this part together. Then I take the stitch, that mid part that I stitch, then the two side that you stitch, you join your sleeve, you take it and you pin it together. So that sleeve line that you have, you take it on the main fabric and also on the lining piece, then you pin it up. After pinning it up, you are pinning it front side facing front side, guys. So pin it front side facing front side, you pin it round. After you pin it round, take it to your sewing machine and stitch. That is just it basically. So for you to have a very neat finishing, this is what you do. So pin it round, be very careful while pinning it so that it will not be twisted. You see what I did? I took the shoulder to shoulder area, pin it first before I pin the side that I stitched together. So after you pin it, you stitch it up and you turn it. You've gotten your sleeve. So you've turned it up and it's going to be neat. Can you see it? So I just had to adjust it so that I will know if what I'm doing is right, then I'll stitch it up. So do the same thing for yours. This is it after I've stitched the sleeve. Can you see it? So let me turn it for you to see how it looks. So this is how it looks after turning it. Can you see the inside? Can you see the outside? Can you see it? It looks so pretty and it's very very neat. So this is our jacket. What you are going to do next is you iron it. After you've ironed it, you are going to use the lining piece to turn out your jacket. So you'll be stitching from the shoulder, from the neckline, sorry about that. You'll be stitching from the neckline all the way down to the bottom. But first, remember how we always use our lining piece to turn out our main fabric. So the lining should be shorter than the main fabric. So you stitch the bottom part first. Then when you are done stitching the bottom part, you stitch the neckline. Then what I did, I had to open up the lining piece, and after opening it up, that is what I used to turn out the jacket. So you do the same thing for yours. Stitch the bottom part, that's the first thing to do. Then when you are done, you stitch the neck area and open up your lining piece to turn it out. So this is it after stitching, and this is how it looks. I'm going to turn it out from that lining piece that I opened, one side of it. So just open it up and you just drag everything out, drag it out, be very careful. Then when you are done dragging it out, you have to iron because it's so rumpled right now. So you have to iron it for you to get your neat finishing. Can you see how pretty it is? So you won't be able to find out where you stitch it up. If you want to lose it, you have to lose from that lining piece that you stitch or any other part, and you work on the inside and still seal it up. So you've basically just sealed your jacket. So this is how it looks, and I'm going to iron it, guys. I'm going to iron it so that it will be very very neat. You do the same thing for yours. Also, I'll be adding beads to mine, and I'm going to show you a video tutorial on how I bead mine. So it's going to be on YouTube Shorts, not on the main video. So this beading is going to be on the shorts. This is it. This is the inside. My god, I actually love this jacket. I'm going to make more. And if you want to use tweed fabric, it's basically the same way, but the only difference is this is Ankara Adire fabric, and this one is a bit more difficult. It looks like plastic. It looks as if you are working with a plastic fabric, but tweed fabric is softer and it's going to be well relaxed when you are done with it. Okay, so you can add elastic to the front to hold it, elastic and a button or a snap button to the front if you want to hold the front together. So this is it. Just iron yours and you are going to see how pretty it is. So I'm going to iron mine and show you how it looks. I've ironed it and this is how it looks. This is the inside and also the outside. So this is how it looks. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching today's tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. So for the beading, you can bead the sleeve or the bottom. So I'm going to bead the bottom. I might also bead the sleeve, but I'm going to show you how it looks when I'm done on my YouTube short. So thank you so much, guys. Please like and subscribe to our channel. This way you are going to help us by supporting us and making us reach wider audience. Bye, guys.